Welcome to the Imbalance Podcast, a place where we navigate the struggles and perks of single mom life, the ebbs and flows of my work in the beauty industry, quality relationships, working through personal traumas, and finding our higher purpose. Sounds like a lot of struggling? Well, it is. So grab a drink and let's try and balance it together, because who said we have to navigate through this chaos alone? Welcome to your weekly dose of mom brain, unfinished tasks, work fatigue, and simply trying to balance the imbalanceable with me, Kat, your host on the Imbalance Podcast. So, y'all know that I love hyping my fellow female entrepreneurs up, especially women in my circle and ones in the beauty industry. Today, our guest is one of my longtime friends from my previous military life that I once was a part of. She is an esthetician and the owner of Opulent Skin Studio in El Paso, Texas. Her focus is on holistic skincare, providing individualized, therapeutic, and integrative spa experiences. She is a dedicated professional who encourages and self-advocates for self-care, holistic wellness, and a pathway to your healthiest self. Nicole aspires to continue to be an activist in her community for wellness initiative and help women boost their self-confidence through intentional self-care practices. So me and her go way back. We used to live in Germany together. That's how we originally met. Our husbands at the time, or my husband at the time, and then her husband were, in the same military unit. I done forgot the words at this point. But we've always stayed in touch since then. We also lived in El Paso together at one point as well. So I'm so excited to catch up with her today. So I hope you guys enjoy this conversation. So yeah, I saw a few articles on El Paso Mom. One of them highlighted a 5-step facial for moms, since we're always on little people's times. So what are those steps for someone who may be in a rush or on a budget for all the moms out there?
So as a busy mom myself, I would be 100% transparent. There are some days that I'm not doing all the steps, especially in the morning. Like the morning rush is
Yeah.
pure craziness. So I would say for those of us that are super busy and, running on the little people's time and they are telling us what to do, I would say focus on actually 3 steps. So in that article, I talked about 5, but I would honestly say focus on just 3 steps in the morning. The biggest thing that you want to make sure is that your skin is clean. You want to make sure that your skin is hydrated and protected. So cleanse, moisturize, and sunscreen would be my go-tos when I don't have time to do everything. So make sure, getting all whatever is going on in the morning, get all that off. If I have time, I'll tone, but if not, that's totally okay. It's not gonna, ruin your life if you don't tone in
Mhm.
the morning. But just making sure that my skin is hydrated, and SPF is a non-negotiable. So 3 steps
Yeah.
is where I would say keep it at for those that are super, super busy and have less than, 5 minutes to get ready in the morning.
And when you say toner is actually something I never used on myself. What is the toner exactly for?
Oh gosh. So, a toner.
Like, did I just say that out loud? My bad.
Okay, I'm not judging. I'm not judging. So a toner is it's kind of like a go-between. So it's a product that is used to prep your skin for the next steps. So after you cleanse your skin, you want to tone before you put on any additional products, because sometimes your cleanser can
Mhm.
throw off the pH level of the skin. So if it's too acidic or too alkaline, then you're putting on a product that may not penetrate well. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I've got little people and little animals too. Go, shoot, shoot.
Love that.
Um, yes, if your moisturizer and your cleanser, let's say, are not compatible, your toner is going to be the thing that helps them to become compatible, because it balances the pH level of the skin before you put on the next step. So it's a good prep product. And in most cases, your toner is rehydrating the skin as well. So if you're using a cleanser that is stripping the skin or drying the skin out, it adds that level of hydration before you put on the next product, your serum or moisturizer.
Okay. Thank you for telling me that because I really didn't understand what it was for, but that makes total sense. I mean, comparing it to hair steps, there's things that we do to, balance the pH of hair as well. As far as brands go, what are some brands that you recommend? And also, what are some ingredients that you would tell people to stay away from?
Oh, that's a loaded question. There's a
I'm so
lot of
sorry.
brands. So, I mean,
So
I work with,
what's your go-to? Like if people are asking for a recommendation, what do you usually go to for them?
so of course, I'm going to go to the brands that I work with on a regular basis, the brands
Mhm.
that I utilize on my clients in the treatment room and what I retail. So those lines currently are SkinScript, Circadia, Hale and Hush, Lemieux. Yeah, so SkinScript has been my go-to since I finished aesthetic school. And I recently brought on Lemieux, I want to say the past 2 years. And I'm loving this line specifically because of the formulations of the serums.
Mm.
Hyaluronic acid has actually become a really, really big part of my routine. And I'm using a lot more of it for my clients because, of course, I live in El Paso and the climate here is dry.
Right.
So one of the things that I've had to kind of train and teach my clients, being in a dry climate, sometimes hyaluronic acid is not your friend because
Mhm.
it's a humectant. It needs to draw moisture. And if there's none in the atmosphere, it's doing the opposite. But the formulations that I've found with the Mew and SkinScript for their hyaluronic acid serums have worked really, really well for this climate for my clients. So that would be an ingredient that I would say utilize more often. I think it can benefit everyone. There's not many downsides to it. As far as ingredients to stay away from, that's kind of hard because it depends on the client. It depends on what they're looking to achieve, what their skin can handle and can't. So I can't really say there's any specific ingredients to avoid because
Mhm.
there may be a benefit for someone for every ingredient.
Right. I understand that. And that is why skincare to me, I get very lost in it. I don't dabble too much in it because I'm always afraid to try things for my face. And because I understand how formulations work, I'm like, I don't want to, like, first of all, my skin has to get used to it. That's
Hmm.
one thing. So there may be a reaction. And then also, I don't want to just try things willy nilly when I don't know exactly what my skin needs. So, yeah, if you could just transport yourself here and and help me out, that would be great. But otherwise, I just keep it simple. I use PCA Skin. I ran out for a little while, so I just reordered, re-upped my it was just a facial cleanser and a moisturizer, and I feel like I could do okay with that. So,
Okay, so I mean, use what works. I'm big on telling my clients, like if they come to me and they say, "Hey, I'm using these products and I don't want to change product lines," I'm
mhm,
actually okay with that. I know a lot of estheticians will say, like, "No, you need to be on the products that I recommend." But if I can understand the formulation of the products that you're using, all I do is fill in the gaps on what you need to add to the regimen. If we have to tweak a few things, pull something away because it's not a benefit to them, then I'll do so. But I say use what works for you and your skin type, your skin needs. But definitely low and slow is my philosophy. So when it comes to utilizing more advanced ingredients and acids, start low, go slow, and try things one at a time because you never know when you can have a reaction to something. Even myself, I suffer from seborrheic dermatitis and it affects my face. So I have to be very careful about the products that I'm using on myself to avoid reactions.
yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the mistake a lot of people make is they like buy a whole product line of like 5 products and they just start using everything together and it's just like, "Whoa, how do you even know if anything works?"
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Absolutely. It's
So
kind of like, if you have allergies to something, you eat something, you had an allergic reaction. It's like, well, I don't know what caused it. Now you have to go through the process of elimination. But if you do, one at a time, like how we do babies, it's like, one thing at a time to see what happens. Okay, if you didn't react to the peanut butter, we know this is okay. Next week we can try apples. So,
right. Exactly, exactly. So, when you were speaking, what came to mind was Korean skincare because that
mm,
has become like a hype right now. Or I don't wanna say a hype, I don't know if that's a negative term to use for it, because I'm sure it's been around for a while, but I feel like a lot of people who aren't Korean or anything are
mm.
talking about Korean skincare. Do you know anything about it, and why is it such a thing for people?
So K beauty is definitely a fad, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's actually a really good thing because I use a lot of Korean beauty like skincare masks. I'm a
Mhm.
huge fan of masks, and those would be my go-tos. Like if it says Korean made, I'm gonna try it. Um, most of
Okay.
the time, because what I have found is that the ingredients are well made, the formulations are well made. I don't think I've ever had any sort of negative experience or negative reaction, but of course, this is coming from someone who is educated and experienced in skincare.
Right.
But yeah, I've heard just great things. The only bad thing I would say, and this is nothing against K beauty itself, but just the fad of that. I don't know if you remember. I want to say it's probably like last year or the year before, that whole 10, 12 step K beauty face routine that everyone was doing. And it's like, 12, 15 steps. And I'm just like, okay, this is a lot. Even for me,
Like,
like
nobody's doing that.
nobody needs to do all that. Like you literally can get what you need in 4 to 5 steps, but
Right.
10, 12, 15. Like, first of all, you're in the bathroom for like
Mhm.
2 hours. Like who has this kind of time?
That's what
I
I'm
don't.
saying.
So yeah. So no, it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's a craze, it's a fad, but I think it brings awareness to the different options that we have in skincare, and it's brought to light a lot of unknown brands now that people are interested in it. So I think it's a good thing. Um, Try it out. If it works for you, it works. If it doesn't, let it go.
There's a huge Korean influence here where I'm at, and there's like a store up the road, and people are like, "You gotta go to this store." I'm like, "All right, I'll go." But I'm very skeptical about anything that's a fad. I'm like, all y'all consumers just doing it because someone on TikTok.
Yes, yes. TikTok is the worst. I have been avoiding TikTok for the longest. And I mean, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot of things on TikTok, but it will make you buy so many things that you do not need and have you trying the most outrageous stuff.
No, I would love for you to provide what services that you offer, but I also do want to focus a lot on the new ventures that you've been doing too. So,
So when it comes to my services, really all I do now is facials. When I started out, I was doing all the things. I was doing makeup, facials, waxing, everything. And I quickly realized that all I really like to do is facials. So that is my
mhm.
favorite service, which is why I consider myself a facialist versus an esthetician,
Okay.
because that's what I do. So when it comes to my facial services, it really is all about customization. Over the past couple of years, I would say probably 3 years, I scaled down my menu and I no longer offer options. There is no, acne facial, hydrating facial, treatment. All of it is a treatment. It's all a facial. Just come in. Let's have a discussion about what you need and what you're wanting out of this experience, and I'll make it happen. So that has been a lot of fun for me to be able to like customize and kind of do what I want to do, but also make sure that my clients are getting the results that they're looking for. So I have some clients that come to me for treatment, and I have some clients that come to me purely for rest and relaxation and restoration. So, and I love that. I love that I can customize and give everybody what they need and what they want. I use a multitude of techniques, modalities. I've started to incorporate crystals into my services. I'm very big on touch, so lots of massaging is happening, not just the face. I work on the face, the décolleté, the shoulders, hands, arms, and the feet. So it's a full body experience. So yeah, like that's pretty much what I do, and I love that each time my clients come to me, the experience can be different. So if, let's say in January they came in for a treatment for dark marks, we can do that. But in February they say, "Hey, I just want to feel relaxed." We can do that too, right? They're going to get what they need no matter what they choose as far as like their enhancements or their add-ons or things like that. So customized facials is all that I do.
I love that. So it's like the foundation is to feel relaxed, and then we just add on what you may need. Um, and I feel like that is the best way to go about services. A lot of people are going more towards that instead of having people choose, because one thing, people don't even know what they need or what they want. They'll choose something, but then it's
Mhm.
like when they come to see you, you're like, well, you actually need this. or they don't even know what they're choosing. So I think that is a great way to just keep yourself specialized. You know, it's
Yeah.
like when you come in, we examine or we consult and see what needs to be done, and then we go from there. And that is why I go anywhere. I just want to relax. I just
Mhm.
want to feel. I just want to feel balanced. You know, like anywhere I
Balance. That's the
go.
big word. Balance. I feel like
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people are seeking. Just feeling, balance with mind, body, spirit. They feel discombobulated, right? And we kind of
Yes.
touched on this earlier when we talked about, people looking at it from a physical standpoint, where it's like, oh, my hair looks good, or my skin looks good, and my nails look good, but inside they don't feel good. You want to create that unity and that homeostasis within, for all of the things that make you you. So yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but balance, like it just caught me. I was
No.
like, this is what a lot of people need, and they don't even realize that that's what they're seeking when they
Mhm.
seek you out for services. But being intuitive, they are naturally attracted to us because they see that we can give them what it is they need.
Yes, yes. Oh, I love it. I love it, and I feel like I need to find a facialist or esthetician that kind of practices that same thing around here, because that is what I'm into. It's like I don't want to just come and you give me a facial and you put all this stuff on my face, and then like I know I'm not going to go home and use like all of this stuff. And
Hmm.
I just want to feel relaxed, and especially my days off are Mondays and Tuesdays. My kids are at school. Those are my days where I get this stuff done. I want to feel good. I want someone to touch me and, like be intentional.
Yeah,
When I get a massage, give me that deep massage, like whatever it is. That's what I want. So,
yeah, I feel you. I need that too.
do you have someone to go to?
um No, I know. Like, I mean, I've gotten facials at other places, but no one does what I do for me. So, it's kind of like, okay, I guess I got to do it for myself. I get massages, but
You got to
but
teach
I mean,
some
I
of
feel
you.
you on that intentional touch and just, being intuitive. Like, I don't want to have to tell you what I need because most of the time I don't know. I just know I want to be in this space and I want to walk away feeling better than when I walked in here. So
Yes.
you read me and figure out what it is I'm looking for. But yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, using our intuition to heighten our services, really, I think that's just, again, in this industry, no matter if you're doing facials, hair, nails, whatever, that's how you keep your clientele. It's not just about how good you are at what you do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would love for you to share about all of the new things that I know you kind of gave me like a general thing that you're just tapping more into, speaking and things like that. But what are some things that are coming up for you?
Whew. So I do have the workshop coming up this week. I want to say that's on Thursday, either Wednesday or Thursday. So that's coming up this week. I will be moderating a panel for one of the chambers here in El Paso, um, the end of the month. I am in communication with a few people to create collaborations for wellness workshops. So the next one that I have up, I want to say, is about mindful eating. And it was actually one of my clients. We were having a discussion about it while she was getting her facial. And I was like, you know what? I want to work with you and I want you to be able to talk about this more and teach people more about this. So we're in discussions for collaboration for that for next month. And I was I want to say I had a call a couple of days ago, and we were talking about doing a workshop for meditation in movement. So I'm
Mm.
looking forward to putting that together. So right now I'm just in the planning stages of wellness workshops for the most part under my subsidiary brand, Self Care Symposium. So Self Care Symposium is just going to be like an educational platform where we can be more informative and inspirational when it comes to overall wellness. And I can touch on all of those things outside of skincare. So,
Right.
I'm talking about bringing in, financial wellness, your physical wellness, your mental wellness. I want to collaborate with people that are in the health and wellness field in order to spread awareness and share as much information as we can to help people to get access to those resources that they don't even know exist.
Right.
So that's what I'm working on right now, just continuing to build this platform and build awareness for the opportunities to get in touch with those people who can help you in all these areas of your life.
I love it. I love it. That is something to look forward to. I feel like you're exactly where you need to be.
Yeah, I
And
feel it too.
yeah, like I feel like it's very on trend. Ever since I've known you, it's like you've always wanted to tap into that. And I think that's what we connected on always too. So that makes me happy to hear. I'm so excited for this.
Oh, thanks. I'm excited too. It's been a process. It's been a journey. But I definitely feel like where I am now, you're right, it's where I'm supposed to be. And it's been a natural evolution into this particular space. So I'm really excited to see what's to come because this particular journey that I'm on now, it hasn't been difficult. And that's the thing that scared me in the beginning. It was like, why isn't this harder? Why is this so easy? Right? When we think about building a business and growing a brand, it's hard. And this has been so like, just do it,
Breezy.
you
Yeah, it's
know?
like opportunities are coming to you.
Absolutely, yes. And the alignment. And I'm just like, okay. It makes me a little nervous, but also super,
Mhm.
super excited because I'm like, I see that other people want this as well. And I'm just doing the right thing in order to just share and give more. And I'm excited for what's to come for
Yeah,
sure.
same, same. And you're well spoken. I feel like I could totally see you up there,
Oh,
giving speeches or inspirational, things like that. So, how is the community in El Paso now? It's been so long since I've been there. How
I
is it?
don't think much has changed. It's El Paso.
Okay. I
It's El
believe that. I just
Paso.
wanted to know. I seen a few music artists that kind of got big from there. I'm like, okay, EP's on the map.
I mean, I'm not really into, I guess, like the pop culture of El Paso. Like I don't know
Yeah,
what's popular. I don't know who's popular. I don't know who's trending. That's not my space. I'm more into like the wellness and healer space. So
right.
yeah, and music, the clubs, I mean, we got a few new restaurants,
Okay. Okay.
a few new businesses popped up here and there.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Um, hello, Jackie. Thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you. I'm sorry if you hear him tapping at the
No,
tail.
it's okay. So cute.
He's trying so hard to be a good boy.
Right. He's like, come on, I've been doing this for 20 minutes.
Right? Like, okay, it's my turn now. Oh, sweet baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say like not much has changed here. Like it's trying to grow. Like I said, I moved into a new house, so I'm actually in a brand new development that was
Oh,
just built. So, like my house is brand new. So
oh,
El Paso's growing, but they still have a lot more growing to do. So I'm gonna do my part to help expand the mindset, and hopefully it turns out well.
yeah.
There definitely is opportunity for more awareness, but I believe that I have tapped in. So I'm actually listed on the El Paso Black Business Network. So
Oh
there
my
is
God.
like an entire directory that you can search and find Black owned businesses. So I think that's a really good thing, but a lot of people don't know about it. So it's like you
Right.
don't know what you don't know. And if you don't know that it exists, then you don't know to go seeking it. But there are definitely like little pocket communities, and I can see more growth in this space where people are coming together a little bit more. And we're coming together to create more spaces for us, which I think is really, really important. Nothing against El Paso as a whole, but we are in a predominantly Hispanic area, which is
Right.
wonderful, but there's always opportunity to have spaces just for us.
Right.
I want people to adopt the lifestyle of self care. And right now, I feel like self care is kind of like a fad where people are living in this, oh, soft life. Um,
Yeah.
and it on social media, it looks great, right? You see roses everywhere, and everybody's on vacation and hotel rooms and spa days. And it's just like, okay, where's the therapy at? Because y'all need that too, right? Like,
Right.
are we healing the inner
Are y'all
child,
meeting
right?
up with someone every 2 weeks to make sure you're good? Like,
Yeah, it's like, we need a little bit more of that. It's more than, what you see on social media. And I feel like a lot of people are striving for that, where they're like, oh, I want this soft life. And they're literally like, I've talked to people that are literally making themselves crazy in trying to live a soft life, right? They're going broke trying to live a soft life. And I'm like, that is the exact opposite of soft life.
Right.
Like, you're doing too much trying to live up to what social media says that this is supposed to look like. And a soft life doesn't look the same for everyone. For me, it's not vacations all the time. It's just doing things on my own terms. So waking up when I want to wake up, working when I want to, not working when I don't want to. Your soft life is created by whatever it is that you feel like you need. But it is all rooted in self care and self love and acceptance and awareness of yourself. So, this is just the message that I want to continue to convey and share. And I want to inspire other people to aspire to be better for themselves, not for other people, not to show off for anybody, not to attract a mate or a partner. Like, really be a whole, happy, healthy individual for yourself. That's what I want for people. So that's all I'm trying to do. That is my current mission.
Yes.
And
Period.
I'm hoping it all goes well for me. And I can't really see it going wrong, right? Like, all I'm trying to do is
No.
help people, but you never know. You
No,
never
it's
know.
not gonna go wrong. I feel like this is exactly where you wanna be, like I said, or where you should be, like I said, and it'll only keep going up from here. You attract certain people who want to feel better about themselves, and I feel like as long as we have that, there's always more people who wanna jump on, on the wagon. So,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I
Mhm.
appreciate the vote of confidence.
Of course, of course. We all need it every now and then, someone besides our regular group of people,
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure, for sure. But I'm excited for you. Like, look, podcasting? Is this something you ever thought that you would do?
Girl, I've been wanting to do this for so long.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
I discovered podcast when I can't remember how many years, but it was when Mason was like 2 or 3. So, what is he, 9 now? Ugh, I can't do math.
Time
Well,
flies.
it's been a minute, and it's because I moved to Nashville. I had no. It was after El Paso. After I left El Paso, I went to Nashville, and I had to work a temp job while I was also doing hair. And
Mm,
this temp job was so daunting to me. It was just like behind the desk on a computer, and they allowed us to either, they said, listen to audiobooks or listen to like media. Um, and I was listening at the time to like the Breakfast Club interviews on YouTube, and then Steve Harvey Morning Show. Like, that was my go tos. And then, you know how YouTube starts playing new videos after that,
yeah.
like suggested videos. And then the Breakfast Club, because of Charlemagne, he's on a podcast, and then that popped up. And I was like, podcast? I'm like, that's really cool. Like, you just listen to stuff and people interviewing or like talk about whatever. And so ever since then, like, I really because I think it's like it was very meaningful that I could listen to that at work, and it was like I held on to that so much because I hated the job that I was at. So I just listen to podcasts all the time. And then over time, I'm just like, man, I love like when I'm with clients, and you can have the greatest conversations with clients. It was just the best way to meet new people and have really cool conversations. So I always thought to myself, like, man, I wish like this could be recorded, or it would
Mm,
spark like something that I'd be like, oh, I would love to talk about this with someone. I don't know. And then I just started I think it was during COVID, I started making like a thing in my notes, like, who would you have on your podcast if you had one? I was listening to a podcaster for a while, and then she also has a podcast launch um like class that you can purchase, and it was on sale. And I was like, man, I feel like I just really want to do this. And if I can't, fuck it. Like, if I sound stupid or whatever, like, I won't know until I try it.
yeah.
And it just has been like, how you just said about nothing has been hard. It hasn't been hard. I mean, the editing part and my computer not cooperating, that's one thing. That's one thing I'm gonna have to figure out. But the conversations, the people that I've asked to be on, they've all said yeah, or either they said yeah or they're trying to schedule a time. And the
Mm,
conversations have been great, and they're with people that are just like influential, and then the feedback I've gotten from people, they're like, whoa, this is really cool. And I'm just like, I'm just a hairstylist, but like I have some shit to talk about. So it's been so good. I'm sorry for the long story, but I
No,
just,
no, it's great. Like I'm excited to hear about this journey, like how you got here. And isn't it
yeah.
awesome to see like, where the thought process started and now you brought it to fruition and you're doing it. And I mean, don't be afraid of, the process. And of course this is easier said than done, right? But one of the things I can say that I love about podcasts is that I feel like, especially when I'm listening in the car, I feel like I'm a part of the conversation too. I feel like I'm in the room and, I'm a part of this. And it's like, these are people I don't even know, but I feel like they gave me private access to their private conversations and I'm special.
Right.
So,
I'm like chiming
people,
in, like,
yeah,
yes,
like
girl.
people want to hear, these conversations that we're having, and feel a part of that. So I think it's amazing. I think it's wonderful what you're doing, and it's going to be great. I can't wait to, listen to all of the episodes because I'm gonna make sure to subscribe. So
Yes, thank you. It's good. It's good. I'm really proud of myself with the way that I got everything together, prepped it so that now it's like I could just put them out.
yeah,
And it's a form of storytelling is what I realized. And I'm using other people's voices because again, I'm not 100% like I have some solo episodes, but I've much rather listen to a conversation with someone else for, someone to carry, their story and bring something to, my attention and then everyone listening. So I'm really excited as well. I think this is gonna build my confidence, put me in a space where it's just like a little bit different than just doing hair, and I'm
yeah.
cool with that.
Yeah, it's growth. It's growth and it's a natural process that we have to continue to grow, continue to expand on our opportunities, on our offerings. You already know what you do well, but it's a part of adulthood where we have to learn more and continue to push ourselves out of those comfort spaces to see what we're capable of.
Yeah, because
So
listen, the way my back and shoulders are built right now, I can't be doing this. I can't be doing hair for another, I've been doing for 13 years. Like 13 years from now, I'm going to be real crippled. And it's like, I
yeah,
can't only rely on that to be
yeah,
who I am. I'm so many more things than just a hairstylist. And I'm just
absolutely.
glad I get to share that. And I'm thankful for people like you that are like, yeah, I'm down. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, girl, I'm always here for you.
Yes. Well, that concludes everything. Again, I'm so happy to have you on here. Let's stay connected. You can find me on Instagram at imbalanced with cat or on my website imbalancedpod.com. Give me a follow or a podcast review and I'd love to share it on air. Thanks again for listening. Hope you enjoyed this show.